Tonight's game from Ames, Iowa is part of Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research on ESPN as we continue our commitment to the V Foundation and Jim Valvano's dream to defeat cancer. It's the best magic show in the country. Welcome to Hilton Magic and Hilton Coliseum, number 14 Iowa State, hosting the UMKC Kangaroos from the Western Athletic Conference. And good evening, everybody. I'm Mitch Holtis, along with longtime coach and analyst Kevin Lehman. A lot of coffee sipped in the offseason in Cyclone Nation. If George Niang stays healthy last year, they would have made it to the Final Four. And that really worked on George Niang. He recommitted himself, hired a personal trainer, dropped 25 pounds. The results, outstanding. He leads the Big 12 in scoring, and he is the master of Fred Hoiberg's mismatch. He'll take it inside on a small, shoot the three on a big, and he is an assist man too. 8 assists in their win over Arkansas. He's got lots of help. Here's tonight's starting lineup brought to you by Kay Jewelers. Iowa State can explode. They average 85 points a game. That's the best in the Big 12, and they've got another big-time transfer in Bryce Dejean-Jones coming off a 27-point outburst against Arkansas. UMKC centers around their point guard, Martez Harrison, but they've also got local players like Frank Williams Jr. and Reese Holiday that need to step up and help him. But Kevin, I need to ask you, what about Harrison and what he means for this program?
Well, Kareem Richards is going to build his program on local talent, and he got a great one in Montel Harrison. He was WAC freshman of the year last year, 5'10", 190 pounds. He's also led it to a victory with Missouri. And the result recruiting, they've got 8 local players on the squad this year from Kansas City area.
It is an up-and-coming program with an up-and-coming coach. They made a great hire in getting former Rick Pitino assistant Kareem Richardson. Part of the Louisville run to the national championship, Kareem also has been in this area. He has coached at places like Drake and Indiana State, and now he has got UMKC trying to get him going. He had the win over Missouri to open the season. Iowa State immediately goes inside, but Thaddeus Smith is there to prevent the bucket. Austin gets a little isolation. Darius Austin, a freshman from the St. Louis area on the Illinois side. It's UMKC on the board.
And he's a guy that they really talk about. They need some points out of Darius Austin. Good start for him.
Dejean-Jones did not miss a shot against Arkansas. He was 8 of 8 against the Razorbacks, and he starts with his first bucket tonight.
And he scores 27 points on 8 field goals. That is efficiency at the highest level.
He has scored 20 points at 3 different schools. Started at USC, then went to UNLV, and now here playing for Fred Hoiberg.
And here's a great matchup here. Monte Morris, one of the most efficient guards in the Big 12, on Harrison.
Good defense by the Cyclones. Reese Holiday setting up Harrison. Maybe the one caveat in this game, he's not great from 3, Kevin. He's just 29% out there.
And those long rebounds off missed threes can help lead the fast break for Iowa State. For UMKC to be successful, they're going to knock some long shots down.
Holiday walks, the Toledo transfer. Kareem Richardson, always tight, right guy, right place, right time. What a fabulous hire for UMKC. Let this guy work. They've already seen some fruit from him. He can challenge in the WAC and try to get UMKC to the NCAA tournament.
And we talked about how important Martez Harrison is to him. That is a marquee recruit that's going to bring more and more of that Kansas City talent home.
Hello, and Dustin Howard takes the pass. You mentioned Niang's ability to pass it. That time he found him on the high-low.
Well, Fred Hoiberg worked on that exact play at the shoot-around today, expecting to see some zone. It worked exactly the way it did through the walkthrough.
Niang, the only Power 5 player in the country, averaging at least 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Great lead pass to Dejean-Jones. Monte Morris, another assist.
And this was Kareem Richardson does not want to happen. Does not want those easy run-out baskets by Iowa State.
Morris last year set an NCAA record the lead guard for Iowa State. 7-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. Kevin, it's crazy.
Well, he's already off to a great start this year at 6-to-1. Leader in the Big 12.
5 to shoot, and another traveling violation on the Kangaroos. And he's known simply as the mayor. He was terrific as a player at Iowa State, one of the greatest in school history, but he's building a next resume now as a coach.
Well, they have been outstanding. His style of play is so difficult to prepare for. And also they got Jamel McKay is going to be eligible in about 2 weeks. Give the rim protector that Fred Hoiberg has yet to have in his 5th year. Here's a Cyclone coach.
Well, he's got another athletic transfer. Is into the game now for Iowa State is Isaac. Sorry for UMKC is Isaac Kruger, and he's called for an immediate foul. That'll put DeJon Jones to the line. All right. It's been discussed a lot about this Iowa State team. They are a national team they can have impact, but their ability to get guys like this to integrate quickly has been their biggest story.
Well, it's been Fred Hoiberg's. That's what he's been able to do. Every year he brings one in. It started with Royce White, and it went on. And last year, again with a transfer, and they blend right in.
Yeah, DeAndre Kane last year, Will Clyburn the year before that. The hits just keep on coming. DeJon Jones, though, a little bit different than all those guys. Athletic, he can explode again as a scorer. He had 27 I mentioned in that Arkansas game.
When he's raised his level in scoring, what's amazing is his rebounding over 7 per game. His assists are up, field goal percentage, free throw percentage. The entire game has improved for DeJon Jones.
Again, one of the stories of this Iowa State program has been impact transfers. And this is quite a list when you look at these guys. Batt was a great shooter coming out of Penn State. Chris Allen from Michigan State. Booker out of Southern Illinois. Last year, DeAndre Kane.
And 3 of them, Big 12 newcomers of the year and preseason newcomer of the year this year in DeJon Jones. It could be 4 in a row for him.
UMKC showing a little token pressure here to try to slow down Iowa State. Cyclones by 6. For 3.
Well, we talked about his skill set, and Kareem Richardson needs a timeout. Keep this thing under control.
George Niang, 90 career 3-point makes.
Well, this is just a mismatch nightmare. And also when you zone, there's a little drag screen against the zone, and Niang pops back and ripples the net. We saw him earlier sitting into the middle of the zone where he made the high-low assist. George Niang is really the center of this offense.
Niang, to me, the stretch 4, I think, has revolutionized basketball. I think it's like the spread in college football because it's changed everything. But Niang can play stretch 4 or stretch 5.
No question. And then he can also go on the block, and if he's doubled, he's going to kick it out to the shooter, which you'll see Fred Hoiberg do a lot if he sees man-to-man, is isolate him on that elbow with the shooter on the right side and let Niang just go to work one-on-one.
11 unanswered points for Iowa State after the Kangaroos jumped on top 2-0.
We all talk about Iowa State's offense. Their defense is really strong. They just do not allow the ball to get in the paint.
Dangerous pass. Noah Knight recovers. A freshman from Olathe South High School in Kansas City. Comes from a very athletic family, and Noah Knight gets his first bucket of the game. Another great kid for Kareem Richardson, one of the 8 Kansas Cityans on the Kangaroo roster. There's Niang inside, and he'll go to the line. Bryce DeJon Jones, the Big 12 newcomer of the preseason. And he can run the floor as well. Iowa State is loaded, everybody. Get ready to watch this team for the next 3 months. As we end Jimmy V week, Mitch Holtis with you along with Kevin Lehman at Ames, Iowa. 14th ranked Iowa State leading UMKC by 7 here early. All right, more college basketball coming up on Sunday at 4 p.m. as Alex Hamilton, the Conference USA Player of the Week, and the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs take on Rakeem Christmas and the Syracuse Orange. And then Second part of the doubleheader, the UMC Wilmington Seahawks, another former Louisville assistant, Kevin Keats, goes up against his mentor as the Louisville Cardinals. Rick Pitino's club, Montrezl Harrell and others. That's Holiday Hoops doubleheader. It begins Sunday at 4 on ESPNU, the home court of college hoops. And yes, George Niang can shoot free throws. He's only 91% at the line for the year. So you can't foul him. You can't let him have open looks. You can't let him drive. You can't let him post.
Well, Mitch, you talk about 80, 50, 40 guys. They're usually guards. 80% from the line, 40, 50 from the field, and 40 from the three-point line. This is their five-man. He's an 80, 50, 40 guy. He's a 90, 50, 40 guy.
He has just got the feel of a first-team All-American.
And he's back to directing traffic at the defensive end right now.
Guarding the post. Something I asked him about today, what he has learned in guarding the 5 spot, because that's the other part of this, is he has to guard the other team's 5 many times.
And at 25 pounds lighter than he was last year, so he did get shoved around a little bit, but right there you can see more active, quicker off the floor as he gets that offensive rebound.
And you see Dejon Jones' quickness.
And balance. Not only is he quick, but has great balance and finish on his jump shot.
9 points for Iowa State off Kangaroo turnovers. Now a turnover by Colin Jennings. Morris will shoot it this time and not pass it.
Well, Kareem's worst nightmare right here. Kareem Richardson did not want his team to turn it over. They have excelled at turning other teams over, but tonight they're having some struggles handling the basketball.
Okay, they got run out of here by 60 last year. They wanted to. This is a better UMKC team. Mentioned they beat Missouri to open the season.
And gave Kansas State a good run.
Yes, they did. Led K-State at the half. Harrison was a big factor there, and now a foul in Iowa State.
We talked about Niang has really defined his body, but look at it. He works the backside glass, soft mitts, pulls it in, gives it to his partner, Dejon Jones, who finishes it. Niang working the glass for the Cyclones.
He's sneaky long, too. Everybody says he's the old school guy at the Y game, but there's some sneaky athleticism to him. Now, as you mentioned, stronger.
Well, what's sneaky is he's got that flat-footed three-point shot that you bite on, and then he's by you in a flash.
Tell you what, this is an impressive player in person. Daniel Adozie is fouling as the Kangaroos finally get Martez Harrison going at the basket. Now, what about the Roos? Better at going at the basket than jump shooting, but he's inside the line there to get his first 2 of the game.
Well, nice double screen off the inbounds play by Kareem Richardson's squad as Harrison gets the 2 ball down.
I'm really excited about Kareem Richardson and what he can do. UMKC has been close. You knew he did a great job there. Was our college Rich Zavosic. Rick Zavosic was there. When Rich was there, he had them on the cusp. Big crowds at Municipal Auditorium. Close to making the NCAA tournament. Now Kareem Richardson can do the same as what Coach Z did.
And talk about the excitement of the Muni renovation in there. They're playing games back in the Muni again. Exciting time for Coach Richardson to build this program. As we said, time and time again, he's going to do it with homegrown talent, whether they come back, transfer back in, or he gets them out of high school.
He's got a great place to play. The Kangaroos' home place is Municipal Auditorium in downtown Kansas City. It's hosted more Final Fours than any building in the galaxy.
I believe a $5 million renovation in that facility. I think a great home court for the Roos.
Lot to like about the Roos. Just let him work. There you go. Look at the enrollment. Walt Disney graduated from UMKC. Henry Block. So they got some great alums. Hogue. Last year he was number 2 in the Big 12 in rebounding and gets the offensive stick back in Iowa State by 13.
Hogue's been kind of quiet this season, but he is certainly effective for Iowa State. When I asked Fred about his rebounding had dropped, he said because he's blocking out now. He wants assists on rebounds because of all the blockouts he's doing.
Frank Williams Jr. has got to do that for this team, not only tonight, but for the rest of the year. Senior from Raytown in Kansas City. He played at Indian Hills Community College with a couple of these Cyclones.
Well, then with Dustin Hogan. Okay.
Now Iowa State's just burying him inside. As Thaddeus Smith has picked up his second foul. And Daniel Edozie was strong going to the rim.
Look at Edozie gets behind the defense. This is a Fred Hoiberg staple. I've seen him do it for years. He takes that player, sits him back there where they can't see, gets out of vision, and works behind the glass and comes up, especially against the zone.
Edozie had to start those games in the NCAA tournament when Niang lost to injury, including the win over North Carolina and the narrow loss to the eventual national champion Connecticut Huskies.
Well, he's an example of when opportunity meets preparation. Stepped in and really helped him. And again, this season, he stepped in numerous times and helped out the Cyclones.
Extra pass, but air ball thrown up there by Frank Williams Jr. And DeJon Jones will shoot a three. That's 11 points for Bryce DeJon Jones, and we're at the 12-14 mark of the first half. Timeout, Kareem Richardson, the second used.
DeJon Jones' rhythm in his shot is excellent. And you see he comes in and these step-in threes in transition, but a great kickoff by Nader. You can tell Jones has tremendous confidence in his jumper right now. And guess who his shooting coach is? Naz Long.
I'm going to ask you, because Iowa State, when they get going, it's poetry, particularly in this building. But they are one of the most unselfish teams in the country of the top 15 teams. Their assist ratio right now, assist to turnovers, 1.8 to 1. But they're always one of the nation's leaders in assist ratio to baskets. How good is this team at passing the ball?
There's Naz Long. We just talked about the personal shooting coach for Bryce DeJon Jones, but that's the Fred Hoiberg staple. Make the extra pass, the open man, and they will spread you from side to side, especially in transition.
Evan Franceschi forcing a shot. The Kangaroos keep possession. Now what do we got? An official timeout here. And I think that's the under 12 timeout. So 11:52 remaining in the first half. Iowa State leading 24-9 over UMKC.
Laugh, you think, and you cry. That's a full day. That's a heck of a day.
Still get chills. Hey, help us beat cancer. The V Foundation awards 100% of direct donations and net proceeds of events to fund cancer research. You can log on to jimmyv.org. That's jimmyv.org, or call 1-800-4JIMMY-V to donate. And commitment from all over the country, including guys like Fred Hoiberg, know how important it is. He's had his own health issues now. He's gone through some pretty serious heart issues. And talking to him before the game, it's something he had to have a new pacemaker put in. I mean, this is one of the best guys in the country. He's not only good for Iowa State, Kevin, how good is he for college basketball?
Oh, been tremendous, and also is giving. He's involved in the Coaches vs. Cancer locally, and of course in the Heart Foundation. Fred Hoiberg, the mayor, keeps winning. Maybe governor.
You talk, though, about the Jimmy V Foundation. I get chills when I hear that speech. Now, it's been 2 decades. But Stuart Scott, his speech, of course, he's fighting cancer, ESPN sportscaster. And he gave a speech this summer. Man, just very, very impactful. The 6th turnover by UMKC here. They're trying to stay within the time zone here against Iowa State. And a traveling violation. Rare turnover by George Niang. He's not exactly sure about it. That's the first turnover by Iowa State. They don't turn it over much either.
They tried to isolate in the middle of the zone, and Niang turned, dug the pivot foot. But the Roos got to get an answer here. They've got to get some points on the board.
Martez Harrison just 2 points, again leading at 17 points a game for them. 3rd in the WAC. He was one of the top 8 scorers in the country last year for freshmen.
17 a game last year. He's at the same clip this year, but he's hitting double more on ball screens. Find it more difficult to turn a corner. And Iowa State will ice you on the ball screens. They'll keep you on the side of the floor.
Reese Holiday's got to have a big year for them. Rejected inside. Holiday transferring from Toledo. Has it swatted away, and that leads to an open floor opportunity for Nader. He missed a three in the corner. He got much closer that time.
Well, Nader set out of here after transferring from Northern Illinois. He's just starting to get his game legs back that year as a redshirt. But you can see how explosive that young man is.
Harrison gets fouled. Dozie has his first, or second. You see Abdul Nader. And here's the current transfers. We've talked about DeJon Jones already with 11 points in the first half. And McKay is coming. 11 shopping days until he's eligible.
Drake game in the Big Four Classic, December 20th. Cyclone fans will get their first look at McKay in a Cyclone uniform.
Harrison. Too much size inside.
Nader with that last block, and Nader has a 7'1" reach.
Here's an interesting, I was talking to Fred about it today. We were talking, okay, they get on a frenzy. Now, Holiday's got to hit that shot. If UMKC is going to get done what they want to get done this year. He transferred in from Toledo. Was out of Sumner Academy in Kansas City, Kansas. But Iowa State, their effectiveness, if they're not making perimeter shots, can they create energy with their defense, get turnovers, and do something if they're not hitting perimeter shots? To me, that's a question if they're going to take a jump forward.
Well, you have to. If your offense is in a lull, your defense has to carry you through that situation, and hopefully you can get some points off your defense. But another way is you get yourself to the free throw line. If you're not making jump shots, get to the free throw line, get some baskets from the free throw line.
Big 12 right now looks like the toughest team, or toughest league in America. But to win on the road in the league, you can't just rely on those perimeter shots.
Well, from top to bottom, the Big 12 has been outstanding, and we saw a little bit of that in the SEC Big 12 Challenge.
And McKay is coming. Transferring in from Marquette. He also played at Indian Hills Community College. But you mentioned he gives them that hockey goalie that they have not had. And then it bumps everybody down, doesn't it? So then Niang goes to the 4, and you rotate everybody around.
There's some more depth in that front line, and I talked to McKay today at the shoot-around. And this guy's got butterflies. He cannot wait to get in that Cyclone uniform. Counting the days. But Fred Hoiberg, year number 5, has not had the rim protector that he's going to see with this young man, the transfer from Marquette, who played with Dustin Hogue at Indian Hills.
Nice tip in. Love it when guards go get the missed shot. And Noah Knight tips it in with his right hand. And his uncle Danny Knight was a great player at the University of Kansas. His dad played at the University of South Dakota, and his sister plays at KU now. Nader inside to get an easy bucket.
Well, again, just outstanding ball movement and passing by the Cyclones.
4 assists for George Niang.
He had 8 assists against Arkansas. I mean, the offense runs through number 31 for the Cyclones. And a good look at Custer. They're trying to get him some playing time. Number 3 there for the Cyclones.
Good also by Hollidays. Deshaun Taylor. Like he drop kicked that one up there. Look out, Naz Long.
Just a matter of time before Naz Long teased up from that arc.
15 straight games with a made 3. Niang with his 5th assist. But Naz Long has hit some of the biggest threes for Iowa State in recent years. He had a couple big threes against Oklahoma State last year in 2 separate games. Won a triple overtime win, and UMKC answers with a 3. Colin Jennings gets in the book for the first time tonight, a freshman out of Harrow, Oklahoma.
And Jennings had a nice game at South Dakota State on Saturday for the Roos. They have found his confidence level. Colin Jennings.
Noah Knight, a freshman in this program out of Olathe South High School. Some hustle there. He's got 4. UMKC trying to be competitive. Coverage of the 2014 NCAA Men's College Cup. It's winner go home doubleheader. 4 teams vie for a shot at the national title. The UMBC Maryland Baltimore County Retrievers take on 16 seed Virginia. And then at 7:30, number 11 Providence, the Friars face the number 2 UCLA Bruins. Presented by Northwestern Mutual. Games also live on Watch ESPN. Here, number 14th ranked Iowa State, leading UMKC by 17, 33-16. Bryce Deshaun Jones already with 11. And they've backed up their performance against Arkansas with another good look tonight. Holiday, nice slash, and the Roos get a bucket out of the break.
Holiday with a nice assist and a little high-low, and now a steal by the Roos.
Back to back. Oh, that ball slipped out of the hands of Jennings. He was too open. Roderick Newbell had the previous bucket for the Kangaroos.
Now the Roos have been forcing 16 turnovers per game. That's the way Kramer Richardson wants to play. He had to back it off a little bit here against Iowa State because of their ability to spread the floor against any type of pressure.
Yeah, they had 22 steals in an earlier game this year. That set an all-time UMKC record. Clayton Custer in now for Iowa State. He's a Kansas City kid for the Cyclones. Hands on the dribble. It'll be on Noah Knight.
Knight was forced to come out and pressure Deshaun Jones because he's had such great rhythm from that three-point line. Deshaun Jones draws the foul. We talked about Clayton Custer. Had mono earlier this year, so Fred Hoiberg trying to get him a little work. Oh, yeah. He's back in the lineup. Plays a couple minutes at a time. Custer back to the bench. Moore's back.
Big size advantage. Hogue goes after Colin Jennings. Fred Hoiberg, you mentioned, one of the best at finding matchups, and he had a big on little there, and Jennings had no chance but to foul.
Well, and Hogue's one of those guys that comes to work with the steel-toed boots. He is a warrior inside. If you get a mismatch, he's just going to try to overpower you to the rim.
That was a game against UConn last year. 15 of 19 and 34 against the Huskies. They lose by 5 to the eventual national champions. That's why everybody was thinking, wait a minute, Niang didn't play in that game. And when they got to March, man, they were playing as good as anybody in the country. They're running Kansas City to win the postseason tournament.
Now, Hogue has struggled from the free throw line this year. He's shooting around 50%. That's an area he's going to have to improve on because he will get fouled.
Again, Hogue, it's posted up, but the Kangaroos get some help underneath.
A good defensive stand by the Roos.
And a bucket. Fortunate. Darius Austin almost turned it over and got it right back to him.
Offense by accident as it pops back in his hand.
Kareem Richardson's team is within 13. Norris switches to 3. Just his 6th 3 of the year. He's got 5 for the game. Sped up, Newbill turns it over.
He held about a 50% free throw shooter, and he's going to get fouled because he works so hard in the post. Look at it, that great footwork, spinning. Gets banged, goes down. No call on that one. Dustin Hogue, the senior out of Indian Hills Community College.
Last year he had 12 double-figure rebounding games. Not many weaknesses in this Iowa State team. They've looked to be better defensively. They look to be deeper.
Well, they share the basketball so well. Mitch. They are difficult to guard because they're going to spread you from side to side. And we talked about Fred Hoiberg's ability to find the mismatch and exploit it. And then he surrounds that with three-point shooters.
You can't zone him. That was cooked in his zone. Morris hit one that time, a little out of rhythm, and Hogue goes and chases the miss. And it's Hogue.
Well, that was just great effort on the weak side as Hogue reads the miss, does a swim move past his screen out. Watch this swim move now. He's going to take his right arm, just go over the top, get inside position. Back at the free throw line for number 22.
He doesn't look bad at the line, though. His shot's not bad. And what he will do, even if it's Hogue, he's going to eat fouls on the other team. Both post players for UMKC had 2 fouls.
Well, he came the game 11 of 22. Got a kind roll in that last one.
Headed for the under 4 first half timeout. Iowa State by 18. UMKC yet to get Harrison going. He's only got 2 points and he can average 17.
Well, they're icing the ball screen, so he cannot get the corner turn, Martez Harrison.
And the Kangaroos have got to quit turning it over. That's 8 turnovers on the whack. Representative. 18-point lead for number 14 Iowa State at 3:47 of the half. And the Michigan State Spartans trying to figure it out a little bit. Tom Izzo always figures it out. But look out, they're going up against the run-and-gun offense of the Golden Grizzlies of Oakland. It's part of Holiday Hoops presented by Kay Jewelers. That's Sunday at 8 on ESPNU, the home court of college hoops. Speaking of figuring it out, I want to Kareem Richardson, again, we mentioned such a great hire here for UMKC because this team's going places. And now in the Western Athletic Conference, he's been at Drake. He was at Indiana State. He had a kid named Keelan Block at Indiana State when he was assistant for the late Royce Waltman, who played at Sumner Academy in Kansas City and led them to a win over Oklahoma in the NCAA tournament. That's the kind of kid he wants to get, and he can get him around the Kansas City area.
Well, he's got a good one right now with the freshman Martez Harrison. But also look at his years when he was at Drake, top recruiting class at Drake. Ravonte Rice. Now he's at Illinois, one of the leading scorers of the Big Ten. Ben Simons, one of the best three-point shooters in NBC history. Kareem Richardson can evaluate talent, and he can recruit talent.
Also had that time again with Rich Pitino when they won the national title at Louisville. Dejon Jones is now 14 out of 16 in his last 2 games, and he has 14 points in this game with 2 made threes.
Well, he struggled to shoot the ball prior to the Arkansas game. He asked Naz Long to help him out. They do a little shooting routine at shoot-arounds, and has really helped him with his balance, his follow-through, and you just see the confidence level.
Now he walks. 5th turnover for Iowa State. Again, an LA kid. He signed with USC originally. And actually had 21 points in the game against New Mexico State as a freshman. Then he went to UNLV. He was one of the top players in the Mountain West Conference.
Naz Long and Dejon Jones stood around for 45 minutes after shoot-around, and they shot together one-on-one today. And Matt Schultz, the SID, said they do it every shoot-around. You got to chase them out of the gym.
Harrison trying to find something. This is what he does, man. He will get to the basket, but he can't finish. Great hustle play for the Kangaroos, though, by Noah Knight in the corner. And somehow Knight underneath is going to the line. What about the hustle and effort here of freshman Noah Knight?
He's kept on the glass, gave some second chance opportunities for the Roos. It starts with Harrison getting inside the defense. Distorts the Cyclones a little bit, gives some inside rebound position.
Abdul Nader called for the foul and 2 shots for Noah Knight. 68% in his initial year in Division I. Out of a good Olathe South program. We got to mention tonight, Shiok not playing tonight for UMKC. He was the Bradley transfer. That's 9 points and 7 rebounds and a shot changer that the Kangaroos do not have tonight.
Played 12 minutes at South Dakota State. Hurt his left shoulder. May have to have surgery on it, but sorely missed because he gets him an inside presence.
Noah Knight leads UMKC in scoring with 6, and he's earned them. 3 rebounds. 2 of those on the offensive end. Somehow UMKC keeps it, and they get a shot. Frank Williams Jr.
Frank, streaky shooter. They need him to knock those down. You see, Kareem Richardson has taken his team, and they've got a little more aggressive at the defense and man of the zone. They're trying to up-tempo this game.
Frank Williams Jr. back-to-back threes. He's got 6. Just 29% last year as a junior from 3. But they need him to score. Martez Harrison needs some help from some other guys. He went through a 4 of 27 stretch last February that was just dreadful, but he had 15 against Arkansas. Little Rock, he can score.
What a good defensive stand by the Roos.
And Abdul Nader's picked up his 3rd foul. And here comes Niang. Again, UMKC got completely just obliterated here last year. So a little bit of a small victory. They're sitting here within 16 near the half.
Well, they've kind of settled down after the initial thrust, and they've been better ball movement, stop turnover, and they've upped their defense at the other end, and now starting to knock some shots in.
A little shot fake. And a bucket by Colin Jennings.
Jennings battling Pogue inside. There's a mismatch there. You see Pogue tries to take advantage of it.
Jennings isn't having much fun down there guarding him. I'll really tell you that.
He's battling it. He's giving it all down there. There's another mismatch.
Offensive foul on Niang.
Colin Jennings, little kick out, a little one bounce, and has a nice floater. He's a guy they expect to get some points from. He leads the WAC in 3-point percentage. Knocked in 2 of 3 in that big win over Missouri Tigers.
Yeah, he came in 6 of 12 from 3. He's knocked down 1 tonight, and here now is UMKC with a chance to get. There's a differential here of about 3.5 seconds, shot clock, game clock.
And Jones, another one of those freshmen. This is a roster loaded with freshmen.
Coming up at the half, we've got our ESPNU halftime show. Brandon Fitzgerald, Dino Gaudio. Take a look at that Indiana-Louisville preview. Utah, Kansas, and Michigan, Arizona. Big games tonight around the country.
And Fred Hoiberg bringing Niang back in for this last offensive possession. Look for him to exploit a mismatch or a little drag screen and a pop back by Niang when that shot clock runs down.
Yeah, but let me ask you about UMKC here. Okay, they get within 14. I mean, I'm telling you, it's a little bit of a victory for them to be this close to the 14th ranked team in the country near the half. But they have a chance to have a good possession for the end of the half. Again, there's 3.5 seconds, and they turn it over at 25 seconds. So it's not only the bucket they didn't get, but then they hand Iowa State the last shot.
Well, it could be one of those potential 4-point swings, but that's a little bit because of their youth. This is a young team. They're still in the learning process, and I talked to Coach Richardson about that, and he said, I just don't let them use youth as an excuse. And there's your guy right there, the sophomore, Martez Harrison, is their leader on and off the court.
Well, the truth is they've been on the road longer than the Motley Crew. I mean, these guys have been on the road for a month.
8 of their first 10 are going to be road games. They have not been home since they left last Friday to head up to Brookings, South Dakota.
It's a lot of pizza and hotel rooms. But they're scrapping tonight. That's the thing. Little pick and pop. Or just let Naz Long try to hit a three. Decent half for UMKC.
No question. Initial thrust, they struggled a little bit, kind of deer in the headlights, but Coach Richards got them settled down, executed, stopped turning the ball over. They got themselves in a workable situation here as they're down 14 at half.
But Bryce Dejean-Jones, 14 first half points, including 2 threes. And that again is on the heels of that 27-point performance against Arkansas when he did not miss a shot. Number 14th ranked Iowa State leading UMKC here at halftime, 41-27. After the break, we'll check in with the studio and Brendan Fitzgerald and Dino Gaudio. UMKC finished the half on a 7-0 run, but still the stats are painted cardinal gold for the 14th ranked Iowa State Cyclones.
Well, Iowa State continues to shoot the ball from the perimeter, 56%. Knocking in the 3 ball, 17 rebounds, just 10. The Roos got to get on the glass. But they've got some points in the paint, the Kangaroos have. They battled and picked up some garbage points from Frank Williams and Noah Knight.
Noah Knight gave him 6 points and 3 offensive rebounds. Again, they beat Missouri to open the season as the Mayor has just 1 loss this year. He lost to Maryland. It's Sprint Center against Mark Turgeon's Maryland team. A night they did not shoot it well.
A night with only 8 assists, and Fred Hoiberg measures his offense by the number of assists per field goal. Tonight, 15 field goals, 11 assists for this Iowa State team.
And to put it in perspective, Kevin, Mitch Holtis with you along with Kevin Lehman here in Ames, Iowa, as we conclude Jimmy V week. They led the nation last year. Iowa State led the nation, getting 18 assists a game.
And Niang, kind of a quiet stat line, 5 points, 3 rebounds, but 6 assists, as George Niang has over half of his team's assists.
Martez Harrison, they were trying to get an isolated play low in a backdoor cut, and they turn it over for the 10th time, trying to get Frank Williams Jr. alone.
It was a nice set play come out of halftime, but Martez not able to deliver.
And the Kangaroos made man. You see him in the center of the floor guarding Monte Morris. Martez Harrison, just 2 points, 15 under his average.
When we do the matchup with Martez and Monte Morris is going to be a good one.
Extra pass, has long waits. UMKC dodges it. And Kareem Richardson doesn't wait long. He calls a timeout less than a minute into the second half. He wasn't happy with the first possession. He's trying to figure out his second possession. The great arenas in the country, Hilton Coliseum tonight, part of Jimmy V Week. For cancer research on ESPN as we continue our commitment to the V Foundation and Jim Valvano's dream to defeat cancer. 14th ranked Iowa State leading UMKC. The Kangaroos from Kansas City out of the Western Athletic Conference, but UMKC ended the half, Kevin Lehman, on a 7-0 run. Iowa State was up 41-20, and the Cyclones haven't scored since the 3:22 mark left to go in the first half.
And Kareem Richardson calls a timeout within the first minute. This is a teaching moment for his young team.
Six to shoot for the Kangaroos. Harrison's got to go. He's got to go. He can't wait. He's got to pull.
The defense was excellent by the Cyclones. They came out of that timeout. Make a stop.
Bryce Dejean-Jones, 16 points.
He has scored everywhere there is a score. The step-in 3, the pull-up jumper, and then the transition with the great body control.
Kareem Richardson is very competitive. He was a tough guard for the University of Evansville, played for Jimmy Cruz. Now it's St. Louis University. He's not real happy with the way this half has started, or seeing DeJon Jones do that.
Well, you know, he told his team at halftime, we score, we make a stop, we score, we get back down to single digits. That's why that possession was so important 2 trips ago. Now a chance for Iowa State to expand this lead.
Naz Long having an off night.
Just a matter of time before he knocks a couple of those in, because he's had some really good open looks out of the corner.
Finally, they get the backdoor cut. And a foul as Frank Williams Jr. is going to be fouled, trying to slice underneath the bucket. Hogue's going to be called for the foul. That is his first, but Naz Long tonight just 1 of 6 from 3. Frank Williams Jr. And this guy's a bit of a story because of his half-brother. And I say that because Dominic Morrison came out of Kansas City and was a great player at Oral Roberts. In fact, he was the Summit Player of the Year. But Morrison was kind of a poster child for what Kansas City and Kareem Richardson now is overcoming, because they want the Dominic Morrisons on their team, not playing against them in Municipal Auditorium. And Frank Williams Jr., a good example of that, as well as 7 of his teammates.
And Williams averaging 9 a game for them last year, second in minutes behind Martez Harrison.
Iowa State turns it over here. 9 turnovers as Naz Long trying to fan it over the trap. And that'll get him some time with the mayor.
I'm amazed at how the mayor can stay calm during those turnovers, but the Roos have had some success with the full court pressure. They've caused some problems for the Cyclones.
Just too much size for Harrison to finish in there. Thomas can shoot threes too. Going to foul in Iowa State is Bryce DeJon Jones. Probably the first thing he's done wrong tonight, just his first foul.
And he knew it right away. Got in there, put his arm in the middle of the back. I think it was Reese Holiday might have had him blocked out. The Roos kind of hanging around. And some long possessions here at the offensive end. Kept Iowa State on defense with the full length of the possession.
Inside, deep catch. Thaddeus Smith cannot finish.
Smith not known as a scorer, more of a defender and rebounder for the Roos.
Monte Morris missing with the offhand.
Hogue thought he had that rebound corralled.
Oh, nice job by Harrison. You heard the beep as he was retreating, and then he put it back into road gear and gets the bucket. He's got 4.
Well, he has stayed with it. Montez Harrison is fearless. He keeps attacking the bigs.
They leave Hogue underneath. Iowa State now having trouble finishing plays on offense, and you rarely see that happen to the 14th ranked team in the country.
Well, Smith really challenged Hogue on that last basket.
And the Roos turn it over. Open floor. Hubbard will back up. Nope, I'm going.
Now, WAC freshman of the year last year. Hesitation, puts it back into overdrive. Underneath the rim, protected from the shot blocker. The sophomore out of Kansas City.
Played at University Academy, then went to prep school at Brewster Academy. The first guy really that was targeted by Kareem Richardson when he got the head coaching job at UMKC. Went right after him, and again a kid that he can build around. And they go to sleep on the inbounds play.
The miscommunication. No switch on that screen. DeJon Jones gets an easy one.
And he takes on the world here, and they can't catch up with him. He goes 1-on-3 and draws the foul.
ways that Iowa State is so effective. There's a great OB play. Iowa State up 15.
45-30 at the under 16 second half timeout. A tough non-conference battle highlights next Saturday's journey to the tourney. Michigan still smarting from that loss to New Jersey Institute of Technology. Has to rebound quickly. They'll go up against the number 3 team in the country, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson and the Arizona Wildcats. The journey to the tourney, part of Holiday Hoops, Saturday at 5:15 on ESPN. The home court of college hoops. There have been some gigantic upsets, as we have seen. And one of those was UMKC beating Missouri, getting their 19th win over a Power 5 team when they beat Mizzou to open the season 69-61.
I think the New Jersey Institute of Technology, the only independent left in the country,
they're the only
win
one.
at Michigan was the biggest eye-opener I've seen this season.
Second time Iowa State gets an easy look on an inbounds play, and Hogue gets fouled. Noah Knight has drawn his second foul.
The miscommunication again by the Roos. Hogue with the little screen and slip. Not able to finish. Now at the free throw line again.
Hogue missed his first 2. He's hit his last 3. Again, you mentioned he's 50% coming in to the game so far this year. But the rest of the team right now for Iowa State is 0 for the last 7. DeJon Jones is 2 for 2. Iowa State with a large game coming up this Saturday.
Friday night, Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Friday night, but Iowa Hawkeyes had that terrific win at North Carolina.
Yeah, that's a big one if you're in the state of Iowa. The trip down I-80 for the Cyclones to Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Roderick Newbill way off. He's just 3 of 12 from 3 for the season. Three big-time players in this state in college basketball. How about 23rd ranked Northern Iowa? They've got some awesome wins. Setting at 8-0. Jacobson's got a team again. Ben's
Northern Iowa at Denver tonight. That's going to be a tough battle for the Panthers. Of course, Iowa has rung off 5 straight wins, including that win over number 21 UNC in Chapel Hill.
Here's the thing, Kevin. There's 20 wins on that board. A lot of them are quality wins. There's not a ton of garbage wins there from those 3 teams, including Iowa State wiping out Arkansas here in the Big 12 SEC Challenge. Northern Iowa looks like, though, a legitimate challenge to Wichita State in the Valley after Shockers had their way with that 35-game winning streak.
Well, Northern Iowa wins the Cancun Challenge and came home with that quality win over Richmond. One of the 11 unbeatens left in the country, the Northern Iowa Panthers.
Bryce DeJon Jones has picked up his second foul. Northern Iowa and Iowa will play soon, right at Wells Fargo Arena in the Big 4 matchup.
December 20th, the Cyclones will take on Drake. The Big 4 Classic at Wells Fargo Arena. We mentioned that's when Melvin Kay will get his first look in the Cyclone uniform.
I love it that the Big 4 in the state of Iowa continue to play against each other. I think it's great. And they got the neutral floor set up at Wells Fargo in Des Moines. But
well, the fan interest has been tremendous for your basketball fans. Vince on that catch and the delivery by George Niang.
7 assists for George Niang. He's done it before. He had 8 assists against Arkansas. That was his career high.
Well, he can affect the game in so many ways other than scoring. Ability to pass, and we talked about his trimmed up body, and he does about his energy level so much higher now. He's dropped that 25 pounds. He's lighter on his feet. Just feels like he can play longer and play more effective.
From the northeast part of the United States, he has a personal trainer that he uses in the off season. It's paid off for him. A three tossed in by Deshaun Taylor.
An unforced turnover as Niang steps over on the inbounds pass. There's Niang, a high-low look. John Jones, the recipient. There's Niang, assist number 7.
You know, we've seen Fred Hoiberg use 5s as 1s. I mean, he had Royce White play the .5. I get the sense from Niang he could play all 5 if he needed to. Here he comes.
Yeah, that's one of the things we talked about. They're so dangerous, Iowa State, because any player on the court can start the break for them, as we saw Niang in that time, and it helps let those wings get down, fill the corners. Matt Thomas out ahead.
There's your before and after picture. And he could do testimonials for
B90X.
Yeah, or something.
And you know what Fred Hoiberg says? He walks around the office now, the basketball office, with his shirt off all the time.
I can hear the mayor go, go ahead and put on a shirt. Might help.
But I asked him, do you still get a little hankering for that double cheeseburger? Sneaks one in once in a while.
Iowa State just lets Frank Williams shoot a layup line drill. 9 points for Frank Williams Jr. And here's Iowa State within 13. They were down by 21 near the end of the first half.
Well, they cannot deliver the knockout punch. And Kareem Richardson, credit this team to just hung around and hung around.
But Dozie can't finish. Harrison. And the UMKC Kangaroos are going to the line down 13. Matt Thomas picks up the foul for Iowa State, and Kareem Richardson has to like this.
Have a loose ball scramble situation, and it's a job by Taylor to drive it in there and get himself to the free throw line.
But all of Kareem's kids are from Kansas City. This kid, Deshaun Taylor from Riverside, California, averaged 24 points a game coming out of high school. And he's got 4 second-half points. Kareem Richardson, assistant at several stops. Again, was a tough guard for the University of Evansville, back at some of their best teams. Taylor came into the game just 4 of 8 at the foul line, hits 2, and UMKC is as close as they've been in a long time.
They've had some success with those 3-quarter court pressures.
Morris, easy.
And you got to stop him at the point of attack. He just got too deep all the way to the free throw line. No defender stepped up to get the ball out of Morris's hands.
Bad looking 3 that time from Frank Williams Jr. Cyclones yet to go in one of those feeding frenzies. Good hustle by Frank Williams Jr. to get it back. The mayor knows at home he can get his team to get a lot of points in a hurry. So far tonight, UMKC has done their job. They've kept it within range. Thank you here. 14th ranked Iowa State leads 50-37, but they beat UMKC here last year by 60. They had them down by 21 late in this half. And the Kangaroos have just scrapped their way back into the game.
Well, Kareem Richardson was adamant that that was not going to happen again. They started with a little zone to try to slow the tempo, but they've had more success as they've extended the pressure by the Roos. Cyclones have struggled to get in some flow in their half-court offense here in the second half.
Kevin, they're shooting just 29% from the field, and they have not hit a 3 in the first 8+ minutes of the second half. Kip Kessinger's got an issue with the scoring table. Want to get the shot clock figured out here. There we go. Those are 4 precious seconds. 11:44 left to go here at Hilton Coliseum. Tough place to inbound for the Cyclones over in that corner. Geometry works against you over there. that time by the Kangaroos, making it a little tough on DeJon Jones.
Yeah, forced a contested jumper. He's had some open looks, but that time, hand in the face. What's been good by the Roos is their transition defense. They have not allowed Iowa State get that running game going where they can get you distorted in some great ball movement.
Hogue powers it in.
Yeah, just as I say that, they don't get the ball stopped, and Hogue just a basket cut from the weak side. Easy 2 baskets for the Clones.
But Kevin, this is one of the things I was asking Fred Hoiberg about today. If you're not making shots from the perimeter, they're not doing that right now. Can you create energy in other ways? We just saw it with that play by Hogue.
They have good awareness, came from the weak side, a delayed transition basket.
Frank Williams Jr. nails the 3, and the Municipal Marsupials stay within this game, down by a dozen at 10:15 to go in the game.
Well, big lift from Frank Williams as he gets point number 12 for the Roos. Talk about being a streaky shooter. They need his production.
Look at this now. They're living off DeJon Jones tonight. They've got balance on this team. A lot of guys can score, but right now they are relying on their UNLV transfer. The push against Hogue. Frank Williams Jr. called for the foul. That's his first. 5 team fouls against the Kangaroos as they're within 12 at 9:50 to go in the game.
Ray Richardson used 11 players in the first half. He keeps bringing in fresh bodies. He wants to play some pressure defense and had some success disrupting the Cyclone flow. DeJon Jones wants it. He's got a little mismatch over here on Martez Harrison.
There's Hogue on the post up, and Harrison had no chance, but they're going to call it on Noah Knight. That's his 3rd foul. Knight with those 6 first half points, helping the Kangaroos. There's Long, finally uses the screen and gets a 3.
He gives that look. It's about time as that one swished through.
That's the basketball version of SMH. Shaking my head, finally got one to go.
Long now 2 of 7 from the arc.
Harrison just can't get it inside. He got to the line against Missouri. There he goes in there, but everything contested. He got to the line 16 times against Missouri. He has not been there yet tonight.
Well, he's got inside the defense, but Iowa State has not fouled him when he's gotten by their defender.
Just going to launch it.
That was from downtown, then the long rebound goes back to the Roos.
So there was plenty of time on the shot clock. Reese Holiday just with 2. They get Noah Knight. Good hands. Good pass.
Well, number 13, DeJon Jones can do a little bit of everything.
And here's where UMKC's got to be careful.
They've settled for a couple long ones here lately. They've been patient. As you mentioned, Martez Harrison has really struggled to get inside. That time with some success.
Nice crossover and using the left hand.
Again, good transition defense out of the pressure to stop Morris at the point of attack. But Morris just kind of reboots. Slides one in from the corner.
Second three of the night for Monte Morris. And he's got 10 right at his scoring average. And quickly up to 18 is the advantage for Iowa State. What do we have here? An offensive foul? A foul on Thaddeus Smith of UMKC. The Kangaroos are trying to hang in there, but if Iowa State gets heated up, look out, as they could be like no other team. In an awesome pass by DeJon Jones.
Number 1 is laugh.
Number 2 is think.
Number 3 is you should have your emotions move to tears.
If you laugh, you think, and you cry,
that's a full day. Cancer can take away all my physical abilities.
It cannot touch my mind.
It cannot touch my heart.
And it cannot touch my soul.
And those 3 things are going to carry on forever. Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Help us beat cancer. The V Foundation awards 100% of direct donations and net proceeds of events to fund cancer research. Log on to jimmyv.org. That's jimmyv.org, or call 1-800-4JIMMY-V to donate. 60-42, number 14th ranked Iowa State leading by 18 over UMKC. You know, Kevin, I do the Kansas City Chiefs as well, and we have just been stunned with the news of Eric Berry. He's got Hodgkin's lymphoma. And just an incredible athlete. So is DeJon Jones with the stuff, but cancer does not discriminate. All races, creeds, colors, both genders, and a guy in his mid-20s, a supreme athlete diagnosed with cancer. It just shows you the challenge that's there and why the Jimmy V Foundation is so important.
And last year raised over $1.8 million for research, the V Foundation.
Colin Jennings hits a 3 and trades 3 for 2. Timeout by Fred Hoiberg. Didn't handle the press, and somebody's going to get a chew in here. Might be Matt Thomas.
They left George Niang on an island back there with the ball and the pressure. Niang off his foot was able to pick it up. But this pressure has given the Cyclones some problems. Fred now going to put some realignment in there and get a man in the middle.
This game interesting for Iowa State. Sandwich, they just again wiped out Arkansas, shooting 64% from the field. This game sandwiched between that game Friday night we talked about, because in Iowa City you've got a really good Iowa team hosting these guys.
Well, that's an in-state battle that has a lot of significance and bragging rights in the state of Iowa. And of course, Arkansas, just an unbelievable start by the Cyclones. Knocked Arkansas back on their heels, and Razorbacks made a little run the second half. Cyclones answered. But obviously Fred Hoiberg wants to tighten this team up a little bit before he goes into Iowa City on Friday.
Nader was good in the first half, and foul trouble slowed him down, and here's UMKC trying to cut into the lead at 6 minutes to go. Harrison offline with a 3, and you would think for him to jump up, he's got to hit a few more of those at just 29%. Here's Niang.
Well, think about Harrison. He's no longer an unknown product. People have seen him. South Dakota State, he was doubled every time he came up on ball screen and really struggled to get some open looks. So he came in averaging 17 points a game for the Roos.
And if you look at I guess to your point, Kevin, the WAC, just the 6th point for Niang. He's got more assists than points tonight. Rod Barnes is coaching in the WAC. Cameron Dollar, the former UCLA guy, is in the WAC. Marvin Menzies right now at New Mexico State. Dan Marley's at Grand Canyon. You're going to find some coaches in that league.
Well, they got a good one here with Kerry Richardson. We had a nice talk about the league and the travel issues you deal with in a league like that. Of course, they've got 8 of their first 10 games on the road.
Thaddeus Smith able to finish inside for his first 2 off a nice feed from Colin Jennings. But the point is, Martez Harrison is going to be all over everybody's scouting report. 5 minutes to go, and UMKC, again blown out by 60 last year, has kept this game interesting.
Kareem Richardson talked about an initial thrust on offense, and then if they don't get it, to run some clock, probe the defense. They've executed his game plan fairly well here. Although another turnover, that's been the issue. They've had a number of empty possessions by the Kangaroos.
Usually they're on the other side of that. As far as they have had averaging 23 points off turnovers. Now Iowa State's not going to turn it over much, but Nader's been hunting a little offense. That's the best way to do it.
Well, we saw Fred Hoiberg in the last time out change his press offense. There's the result of it right there, Mitch. You're going to press, we're going to make you pay, and he got a 3-on-1 off his second pass. They were off to the races. Good adjustment by the mayor.
Five to shoot. Knight. Excellent job by the 14th ranked team defensively.
Fred Hoiberg, a little adjustment at the last time out on his press offense. Here's the result. Yang up the sideline. Ball up the middle. The oop and the finish by Nader. Cyclones 66, Roos 47.
14th ranked Iowa State, a little flurry. They lead by 19 now over UMKC. Louisiana Tech might be on a mission. They had 29 wins last year and did not make the tournament, so they need a big December win. They got a chance. At 4, the Bulldogs will take on Rakeem Christmas and the Syracuse Orange. Then the Seahawks of UNC Wilmington go up against Louisville and the big Cardinal front court. The Holiday Hoops doubleheader begins Sunday at 4 on ESPNU, the home court of college hoops. And if you're outside of a non-Power 5 conference, those December wins can become gigantic, particularly with a team like Louisiana Tech. They were really good last year in Conference USA and left out.
All the conference challenge games are over. Got an in-state battle here we've talked about with Iowa and Iowa State coming up. With the pre-holiday tournaments and your conference challenges, we've had some excellent basketball here in the November and the early part of December.
And there have been some good non-Power 5 wins in November and December. Nader, Thomas loves threes. Had to earn it tonight.
Well, we talked about his loss of 25 pounds, but you can see his quickness to the ball. Second jumper, he missed, tipped the first one to keep it alive, and able to gather it and then draw the foul and chance at the free throw line for George Niang.
Niang just 7 points tonight. Make it 8. He's 5 of 5 at the line. So George tonight with 5 free throws and a 3. He's not had a 2.
Something has to do with that Rue defense. Kareem Richardson knew that the offense runs through George Niang. Drew a lot of attention, especially when he caught the ball in the middle of the floor.
We talked with Niang today. Their run last year to win in Kansas City, to snip the Nets there, to win the postseason Big 12 championship. And there's what Harrison can do. He's had 8 points and all right at the rim, just like that. But they're running the NCAA tournament, beating North Carolina, getting a tough possession-to-possession game with UConn. Did that carry over to this team in the offseason? And he said, yes, this team feels different about themselves right now. Hey, they've never been to 4 straight NCAA tournaments. They can do that this year.
There's Fred Hoiberg right there. And this is team led by George Niang has really committed themselves in the indoctrination of new players, such as Bryce Eugene Jones. And we haven't seen him with Janelle McKay. It's going to add another dimension, a rim protector for the Cyclones.
And again, the 20th of December against Drake. In the Big 4 matchup at Wells Fargo Arena, that's when he will be eligible.
They talk about his ability to defend the rim, but also he's got a little offensive game. Janelle McKay.
UMKC a little excited. They're finally going to get some home games. And they get a bucket right here. And Kareem Richardson's got a couple timeouts to burn. He'll burn one of the 2 remaining.
Yeah, Jennings really gives them that outside threat that they need consistently. He's starting to come on a bit for the Roos. Good game against the South Dakota State Brookings.
So the Cyclone path, get ready for Big 12 play. We mentioned that game Friday night. Drake game on a neutral floor. South Carolina, Frank Martin now. His team clobbered Oklahoma State. The Gamecocks are much better this year, and that's on a neutral floor.
They're going to play that in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. It's a situation where Iowa State needed another game, but they didn't want a home-and-home series. Decided on a neutral floor at the Barclays Center against South Carolina.
Jennings has been good tonight, the freshman for UMKC with 11. That's a career high with 3 threes. 17-point game at 2 minutes. No problem with the press for the Cyclones. But UMKC finally gets 3 home games in a row. They'll play a really good Omaha Maverick team, and they get a chance here. To the Roos. And Harrison is in double figures with 10.
And another turnover back-to-back there. Roos get a quick 4. And Niang off the bench.
Wow.
With DeJohn Jones.
Might be an interesting Wednesday practice tomorrow here in Ames. They're going to give up easy layup to Monte Morris. So Kareem Richardson sounds crazy, but can build off a 15-point loss here. Because they have just at times outfought Iowa State.
They've got to loose the 50-50 balls you always talk about. The Kangaroos have come up with those time and time again. They battled on the glass against a bigger, more physical Cyclone front line. And they've been able to get to the rim, especially lately. Martez Harrison has gotten into the middle of the defense a number of times for the Kangaroos.
Well, UMKC's long road trip is about to end. And they're going to get some home games finally as the Kangaroos will get back to Municipal Auditorium to play. Another hustle play, but Franceschi cannot get it away from the Cyclones. So both of these teams get adequate teaching points from this game.
They're still fighting for the loose balls.
Well, Naz Long says, just get it out of there and throw it to me. UMKC doesn't get on national television much, but this team is a rising program with Kareem Richardson, and tonight they showed some fight. And with these 3 home games coming up, if you're in the Kansas City area, come watch these guys play. That game against Omaha will be a good one for them.
And we talked about building it with some Kansas City kids. They battled tonight against a very talented Iowa State team.
We come back, we will wrap the gavel and call the mayor to the meeting. His team wins tonight, but probably not exactly enthralled. The 14th ranked team wins it by 17 over visiting UMKC. Back with Fred Hoiberg after this.